What's going on?
Not too much. Just got home, running inside. I'm out of breath, but yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys practice today, or is this meetings, or?
Both. We had a little practice. It's like more of a walkthrough, no pads
Yeah.
or anything. Just going over plays again, and then a bunch of meetings. They can't quit with
Yeah.
the meetings. Have plenty, learn everything. So
Cool. And you guys play tomorrow.
we do. Yeah, it's weird, like a high school game.
Yeah. And it's a little later. Doesn't really change much for you guys, but playing on a Friday is a little different.
8 o'clock is super late, man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. You should be used to that by now, huh?
No, nope. I
No.
wish.
Well, we'll keep this short, man. I haven't watched because we were in Cheyenne for a freshman game, so I missed your guys' game versus Nevada, and I haven't watched any clips. So usually, next time I'll be prepared more
Oh
and have
no, it's
watched a
fine.
couple. But I know one thing that I know if anyone listens to my podcast is that last punt you let go before your guys' last drive. Um, People were like, "Oh, he should have caught it," and all this stuff, and
Hmm.
um, we'll talk about that because I know from a coaching perspective, and I don't want you to put you in a situation, but I'll ask you if the coaches told you it. If it's you know uh, where you're at, don't catch it and just let it bounce. And
Yeah,
anyway, so we'll get into that. But
that sounds good.
cool, man. Let me do a quick intro, and then we'll go. Is this your last year, Dante?
So it's weird. I have like next semester too. So like this year and next year, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They gave us like an extra one kind of just because like this year wasn't guaranteed.
Okay.
So yeah, I got like counting, I guess like two more counting this one, but it's like a short season. So
Yeah. So what would happen probably? Well, let's do an intro and we'll talk about it. Okay, that's
perfect.
um well, welcome in everyone. This is another production of Go Be Wyoming. I'm your host Aaron Gray, and we've got a Sheridan native, Wyoming native on Dontae Crow, receiver for the University of Wyoming Cowboys. Dontae, thanks for jumping on. I know it's super late. You just got done with meetings, but we'll keep this nice and short for you.
That sounds good. I'm excited.
Awesome. So we're going to kind of recap Nevada a little bit, and let's just jump into. We were just talking about it. COVID's kind of changed kind of a lot of things. Let's talk about how we were just talking. So you may get another semester essentially of playing, um, because this year wasn't really guaranteed for you guys. It sounds like. My question, as we were talking about it, so would that mean so you get this year? You probably wouldn't do spring ball then, and then they would say you can play in the fall, or how's that? What's their messaging they're telling you?
They haven't even told us much. They said the next year is like guaranteed. So I'm guessing we'll have to have a spring ball, try to get back into the normal routine.
Okay.
We don't know. We just know it's promised for next year. So it's kind of like, stay the course and just get excited for another season.
Nice. Well, that's cool. I think that's good to hear that they're thinking about like because essentially this would have been your last year, right,
Yeah.
of eligibility. So they are. That's kind of good to hear. They're thinking about you as a senior of like, well, let's say the Mountain West only plays 4 games, and then they end again. That's not fair to you. So that's pretty cool. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I'm pumped.
yeah. So you kind of we'll see. Maybe you'll get an extra year. That's kind of sweet. So
Exactly.
um, let's kind of dig into that. I run into you guys sometimes in the summer. Um, Obviously, COVID, you guys couldn't have spring ball, and then the summer workouts were probably a little different. Um, and then look, kind of talk about that timeline because you guys were working out in the summer. I don't think the Mountain West had said anything until you guys got closer. Isn't that right?
Yeah. So it was weird. Like the first 2 months after like everything broke out, became a huge deal. We were all just sent home, and our strength coaches were sending us workouts like, you can't go to a gym, so buy a pack of waters and use this for like this workout, like squats and stuff. So it was just like a mess. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really do anything. And then they opened up gyms more, especially in Wyoming. So he sent me like a different workout, and he was like, you can lift weights. So like do this and build up for whenever we come back. We came back and it was like a mask on 24/7. You're working out, dying. It was like miserable,
Yeah.
but it was good for us. It built like a bunch of character. It was just like, you work out with somebody, so it's like they can help motivate you.
Yep.
And then you're like spread out like different racks with nobody. So it's like, what is going on? This doesn't feel right. But, they made it work for us. It was good. It was hard.
Yeah. 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 And we went, the high school sports here, we went through that where it was like body weight. And then, I totally get like with you guys, it was probably weird at a new facility and you've got all these racks and you've got these guys, guys in groups or whatever. But how has practice changed? You're technically in your senior year, so you've been in it for a long time, and now all of a sudden they have to do practice differently, meetings, kind of walk through that a little bit for someone that may not know.
So meetings, we had like an old meeting room. Our facilities are all pretty new, so they're all like pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's like the receivers will meet in like the basketball arena, so we can spread out even more. Running backs are in the IPF, so it's just like you're super spread out. Our team meeting room, there's like 4 empty seats between every like person.
Yeah.
So it's like they're all marked off, like don't sit here, then you can sit in this one. So that part's just crazy. Or like
Yeah.
big team meetings we have to do in the IPF. So like they get a bunch of old chairs, and you're all spread out. So it's just different. Coach Bull has like a blowhorn. He's yelling to us. And then practice, it's so hard because at first like we got wristbands and they're like, don't huddle up. So we're like sitting here like, what is going on? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we like play forward and we're all like flipping around, like trying to figure out what's going on. And now it's like a lot more calm, They kind of realize like you still got to do some of those things. So it's getting better. But like after practice, even the defense goes to the locker room one like day, and we'll have to sit out for 20 minutes, let them clear out, and then we can go.
Yeah.
Coach Bull carries like a 6-foot long stick, like a PVC pipe, and he'll hit you if you're too close to somebody else, and he'll just like smack you. I saw him hit a coach once, and I was like, this is no joke. So it's just different. They like, they're trying to keep us safe, of course, and it's just tough because you like want to go sit next to your teammates and like even talk about a play, and it's like you can't anymore. So it's just weird.
Yeah. I was just thinking of that you were talking about meetings, and I'm trying to think in my head as a coach, when the meeting's done, like, do they try and keep you guys like don't bunch up? Are they trying to tell you guys don't bunch up after the meetings too? Is that going on too?
Yeah. So seriously, whenever they see us, they'll be like, spread out, and they'll say windmills a lot, and you'll have to like swing around, make sure you're not touching anyone. But like the locker room, even they like split it up. So offensive players have like more room between each locker because you're only in there with them. So it's just like you have natural like space now. They just like worked it out for us. So it's nice, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Huh. But then seeing football is just so weird, all those rules that they probably had early on, like with the wristbands, keeping you guys spaced out, which, that's fine. Spread offenses used to do that. But for a team like you guys like to huddle up, get the play. So they've probably obviously changed that. They probably said, okay, you can do that. We can huddle up and then do all that kind of stuff, obviously, since we're playing. But that's awesome. That's a cool little insight for anybody that, doesn't know like the logistic problems that you have with, 100 guys that you got to get all lined out. Let's talk a little bit about Nevada. I'm not going to ask you any particulars. And like I said off air, I haven't even seen any of the clips yet. So, but what a tough one. Offensively, you guys, drive the ball late to get into overtime. You do score a field goal in overtime, and then sadly Nevada just scores a touchdown. But and then, well, let's talk about your kicker. A true freshman kicker making some big kicks. That was pretty huge, huh?
That was huge. That was unique. I don't know if everybody on our team knew his name because they had them so quarantined and everything. It was a mess for him, and got him in. He got in there, and I heard he was like singing during the little, like when they're icing him.
Yeah.
He was singing the songs they were playing, so everyone's like, he's like super confident, like he's relaxed. So they felt good, but you see him make all those, and it's like he's a real deal. Like that was awesome. We needed it.
Well, and it's good, like you just said, it's good to, it didn't come with a win, but it's like it's good to know that he can be confident in those game time kicks.
Exactly.
I haven't even seen the play, like I said. Let's talk about Sean. I know you have a pretty good relationship with him. What a heartbreaking thing to have with 2020, and talk a little bit about how it does affect the offense a little bit, right? I mean, he was getting the first team reps. I assume, I don't know, maybe you could tell me, maybe it was a joint thing, but what play was that? Was that like first series?
I think it was play 3.
Oh my goodness.
Series. Yeah. So it was just unlucky. He got twisted wrong, and
Yep.
You see him on the ground and you're just like, I feel awful. I hope he's okay. And they take him straight to the locker room, bring him back, and they're like, we think it's broken or something bad, so.
But Williams, he comes in. He played great. I think, like I said, offensively, I think it's looking good for you guys, for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he picked it up. So our coaches do a good job of like having them both prepared,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's tough, anything can happen with the quarterback. And so it's like there's a lot of pressure there, but they both got a bunch of reps, and Levi just stepped up. Like that's not the right way you want him to get in or anything, but we're just glad he showed up, put us in a chance to win. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I figured, because Sean is a little more of a runner, so that's probably always in the back of the minds of your guys' coaches of, he's a runner, and we got to make sure Levi's ready to go. So that's awesome. But let's talk about your returning. I think we want to clear up some of those people on social media. I even heard maybe the radio, some of the Laramie radio guys. I won't call names, but talk about, did your coaches have a game plan there late in the game on that last punt before you guys get that drive to go tie it? What were they telling you? What was going through your head on that last punt that, some people were like, oh, Dontae let that one go through, but put everyone there in that situation.
So we first start out, and we're supposed to be in like a 2 returner look. So it was like I got the right side, left side. We didn't I guess, communicate well, or something happened. So
yeah,
I wouldn't blame anybody else. It's like a common mistake. We didn't work it that much too, because we didn't know what to expect, But it was more like if you're running, because I was on the other side of the field. Yeah, I was like, if you're going to run to the other side and try to catch it, don't risk muffing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you drop it and give them the ball back, then it's like, okay, we lost the game. So it was more like, play it safe, because I wasn't in the right spot. And then it magically takes his bounce 2 yards from the sideline and goes all the way down to the 2.
Yep.
So it hurt. And I was like, I'm already knowing fans are going to get they're going to go crazy, because they don't understand it. You know what I mean? At times. So
yeah.
It's like, I was like, I don't even want to check Twitter or Facebook, I was like, right away, I was like, I'm sure there will be a lot of stuff said. So, and then I was like, well, I'm going to check anyways, just because.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, I'm like, I can handle it,
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll see what it is. And there was plenty of guys saying, oh, you need to catch that and stuff. And then I was sitting there with one of my teammates, and he was like, well, not one of these guys could probably go out there and catch a single punt. So, I don't know why you're worried. So,
yeah,
it was good. I had my team pick me up right away. So
that's awesome. Well, and when someone was telling me that, right, he was explaining me to what happened. I was like, well, I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, first off, we drive and get the field goal. So I'm like, so I'm not sure what anyone's upset about, so it's not like, it's not like that was the game right there. You know what I mean? So that was my first thing, is like, well, the offense still driving and got the field goal. So,
yeah.
And then, me personally have, been a coach around you in high school, and I've coached, I know what it's like for returners, and I know what it's like to be a coach for a returner. That was my first instinct too, is like, I don't know where Dontae was, but I know in that situation, right, because we need to drive and score a field goal,
Yeah.
I don't want him muffing it, because then if he muffs it, then like you said, if they recover, then it's game over, you know?
Yeah.
And especially with the returner, I'll say for you guys, like you, well, really, and I told this guy, I was like, I could never be a returner, because number one, you're looking at the ball, you don't know if you're gonna get freaking creamed or not. So it's
Yeah.
like your teammate told you, like these coach potatoes, you know, they, unless they've returned, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, I'll clear the air for you there, Dontae. That's and I will say, I think it sounds like to me that it was a good kick. It got a good bounce and then just bounced right out before the end zone. So
Yeah, it was something. Right after I went, and our old punt returner, Austin Conway, I was talking to him and I was like, what would you do there? And he was like, honestly, he was like, I went through a stage when you like first start where it's like you're just like super safe. You know what I mean? It's like, don't risk this, don't risk that. He was like, with the reps, you'll get better. He was like, he's like, I've been doing it for your first 4 years. You know what I mean? He was
yeah,
like, you to go back there now, it's kind of like you don't have much practice or anything. It's just like taking a chance. So he was like, just relax, you'll be good. So
yeah. Well, and returning, I feel like is definitely a feel, right? You'll probably agree with that. I mean, it's, you got to know, you got to have a feel where the game's at, and probably a game, you've got to get a sense of what Nevada's doing. You know, are those cover guys getting on you early? You know, that's like,
yeah.
I'm probably not going to take a risk. But so anyways, that's definitely a big feel, big field play. I can never do it, because I can't catch a ball real good either way. So, but um, what are you guys expecting from Hawaii? They've been getting a little, that new coach is really getting them a little more. I mean, they've always been competitive, but that high powered offense, they're scoring a lot of points. They get after it. What are you guys kind of looking to see from them, and what are some things, I'll say just offensively, since you're on the offensive side of the ball? What are some of your guys' goals offensively?
First, they're a great team. I think they were in the Mountain West Championship last year, weren't they? They might have
Mm-hmm.
even won. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
they've always been super consistent. They always get big guys, and they're just seriously like super consistent. Like we have I think there's a traveling
Yep.
trophy. I can't remember what it is, but it's like a huge rivalry, so it's a big game, but they're a good team. So it's going to be tough. I know so they have like a different defense. They have like, we call it a warrior player. And
Yep.
he's like a rover, kind of plays all over. So we're just really trying to, see if we can figure out where some holes are, get away from
Mm-hmm.
him, and of course pick up, run the ball better, throw the ball better. So it's just like the simple things, hold on to the ball, but we're just trying to build basically off everything and
Yeah.
figure out, how to score some points.
Yep. And then I imagine Levi, now obviously he's filling in. He knows now he's the starter. Yeah, because they run like an odd front, and then that rover player, he must be a guy that kind of can do it all, I would imagine, huh?
Yeah, he plays like, so they send like a linebacker down to like an edge guy, kind of,
Yep.
and he plays seriously like all over the place, like a little safety, some linebacker, some nickel. Like he's all over the place. He's a good player.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but I think we can handle it. Let's hope so.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, I think second game is always about, let's get a little bit better at our basic stuff, and um, you hit on all the good stuff. Hold on to the ball, catch the ball, run the ball a little better.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they gonna have fans? They can have fans. You guys can have fans tomorrow.
I think 7,000. So I don't know how that's broke up. I
Yeah.
think 1,000 for like the student section or something like that. I don't know if they get fans, like if they get to bring any, if it's just like, our fans or what.
Just
So
yeah, just the home fans.
yeah.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. We'll probably have to catch up and see what that uh probably get your feel on what that looks like. I wonder if they have to space everybody out and the student
Yeah.
section and all that stuff.
I know they're trying to. They split up the student section. They put some like a little barrier. So they're like a couple rows away, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to really split them up because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's hard to split them up.
Yeah.
Well, Dontae, I don't want to keep you too much. You've got a game tomorrow. Um, you know, go Pokes, and I'm glad this was good. I think we should try and do this if you can. I know you guys are busy, but if we could get you on, maybe some of the other Sheridan guys, or if
Yeah.
you've got some other guys in that receiver room, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. You just let me know. If I get one of those hats, we can make anything happen. So
You've got it. I'll get you a hat. I'll get you whatever you need. I guess my question is, can you guys even could you have another guy in there with you? Or
yeah,
how's
my
that work
roommate.
with your roommates and stuff?
So my roommate just actually walked in. He's a tight end.
Okay.
So he's here with me. On trips, you stay with your roommates in the hotel room.
Okay.
So you try to keep them all together. You're allowed to be around the guys. It's just more making sure you're not around other people. So say,
Gotcha.
your family comes, you have to worry about who they've been around too, because you're
Yep.
letting them into the bubble. That's how we think about it. So it's just keeping everybody safe. It's a big thing, but
Yeah.
for
No,
sure
that makes
teammates should be okay.
that makes sense. Yeah, if I came down to interview you, we got to think about where I've been if I'm meeting you in person. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All righty. Well, cool, man. Well, I'm excited. I'm watching tomorrow. I missed Nevada, but we were in Cheyenne playing a ninth grade game. You know how that is, but
Yeah.
um, all right, man. Well, Dontae, thanks for your time, dude. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll probably catch up with you guys later.
That sounds good. Thank you again.
All right. Yep. See you, Dontae.